Fight fans, we're back. Scheduled next is our first and only ladies match of the evening. It's in the 155-pound division. We have two up-and-comers ready to go tonight. Mercedes Timmerman, who has a 1-3 record, will be taking on Gina Tallarico, who is 0-1, looking to win her first fight ever. Right now, let's go to the tail of the tape. Tail of the tape. And this third match of the evening, and our first and only women's match, Gina Tallarico, 38 years old, 155 pounds. She's 0-1, looking for her first victory inside the cage, versus Mercedes Timmerman, who's 24 years old. She's 5'2" at 157 pounds. She's sporting a 1-3 record. Right now, let us go to cage side, back to Dan Bogan for the ring introductions.
For Team Mercedes, Mercedes Timmerman.
You hear the music for the blue corner fighter, Mercedes Timmerman, with a 1-3 record. She looks very, very focused. I know she's been improving leaps and bounds, looking to get that record to 2-3 tonight. She's facing a very, very tough opponent in Gina Tallarico, who's 0-1, but she comes to fight. So all these people, all these girls, all these guys that are stepping into this arena and this cage, they have hearts of lions to just get in there in front of a crowd of your friends and your family. Kudos to all these folks. Nothing but respect, and they deserve that from everybody. Mercedes, once again, 155. Once again, when you're this early in your career, a 1-3 record necessarily doesn't speak as much volume. Remember, this is amateur. You're still kind of honing your way in the sport. You're learning. You know, rarely do you ever hear about tournaments from other professional fighters, or rarely do anyone go back into minor league stats and check out Major League Baseball minor league stats and so forth. This fight here is still in their amateur. They're learning, and that's the beauty of this sport. There's so much to learn, and Gladiators of the Cage is giving them a platform to do it. That is how big shows like the Ultimate Fighting Championships, they're international. Shows like this keep them going. And ladies pioneering the sport in Pennsylvania like Mercedes and Gina.
Right here. Give me your foot. Give me the other one.
Now we need from the red corner representing the Mat Factory Lower, Gina Tallarico.
Right now you hear the music for Gina Tallarico, representing the Mat Factory. That's a tough bunch of customers there. You know those guys know how to bring it, and so do those girls. Right now we got Rich joining us back in the broadcast booth. He's here. Rich, thanks for joining us back. Tough fight, but hey, you know what? Both of those guys went for it. You know Jonathan and I, personal friends like yourself, but he really went at it and was able to showcase some new skills.
You know what? He's a fighter. He knows how to fight. You just got to tell him, you know what? You got to go take this. This has got to be yours.
Right, exactly. And fighters win and fighters lose. That's part of the sport. You know, you look into any other sport, who has ever won every golf match? Even Tiger Woods in his greatest days never won every golf match. Every Wimbledon match or every tennis tournament, Roger Federer was not winning them all when he was on his great streak. And it just shows that mixed martial arts is such a finicky sport and so many different ways to lose. It's not necessarily the W or the L. That's not the end of the result. The courage that it takes. This lady, 38 years old, making her way into the cage, has a 19-year-old son. What a cool story to say, hey, you know what, no one's going to tell me I can't do this. It's a male-predominant sport, which Gladiators of the Cage has never been. And this area, which I'm so proud of in the Pittsburgh area, they represent the sport well, both male and female. And that's what it's all about, being able to compete and test yourself.
I agree. I believe Gladiators of the Cage had a female on, correct me if I'm wrong, it could be 95% of their shows.
Almost every card
had a female on their card.
And you know, Rich, this is no disrespect to the men, but a lot of times they steal the show.
I agree. And I'm gonna take it back from what I just learned from Jonathan there.
Put it on.
It's amateur. I told him you have to learn this. It's experience. It's all experience. Nobody really cares what your amateur record is. It's getting you ready to turn pro, to be to that next level, and he's going to use every single bit of that to take advantage of it.
Well put, Rich. I think we're ready right now for the introduction of the fighters.
On this next event, welcome everyone watching at the Cadillac Ranches across the area. Cadillac Ranch, everyone there, we appreciate you watching. It's time for the Gladiators Ladies Amateur Lightweight Division. This goes for 3 2-minute rounds. First, we have fighting out of the blue corner. She weighed in at 161 pounds. She's a stand-up fighter, 5 feet 11 inches tall, 24 years of age, with a 1-6 record. She fights for Team Mercedes from all the way from North Platte, Nebraska. Mercedes Timmerman! And her opponent fighting out of the red corner. She weighed in at 159 pounds. Jiu-jitsu is her specialty. She stands 5 feet tall, even. 38 years of age with an 0-1 record. She represents the Mat Factory in Lower Borough, Pennsylvania. She's from Lower Borough, Pennsylvania. Welcome, Gina Tallarico! Number 3, Chip Strider.
Okay. You ready? You ready? Come on, let's fight.
Rich, this is our third match of the evening. This bout is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, located in Beachview and Carnegie. Slice on Broadway. It's real pizza.
I love pizza.
Who doesn't? Especially fighters. These two girls are going at it right away. Great match. Once again, not much of a feeling out process.
Watch your heads,
These girls
ladies.
just
Watch
want
your
to
heads.
throw down.
That's the way all female fights are. If you've noticed, they just go at it. Cat fight.
I'll tell you what, some of the most tenacious women I've ever trained inside of the cage or on the grappling mat, most tenacious people in general have been women. Their will to win, and sometimes they put the guys to shame.
Watch the
I
kicks.
agree, and it kind of comes with genetics because they have to have the children.
Yeah.
I can only imagine that pain.
God bless them. Give them props on that, because that is something that God bless them.
Now Gina's looking for her first win inside the cage.
Yeah, she's throwing the punches. She's got a wild right haymaker coming out.
And a backhand. She
And a
threw a
backhand.
backhand in there.
Yeah, but they seem to be keeping themselves composed, knowing that this is going to be, if it goes to the judges, a 6-minute fight. They're not wasting their energy, but both are landing some hard strikes.
They are just going at it. They are just throwing hands.
Wow, great job. Mercedes is really pushing forward. My gracious.
We have 35 seconds left in round 1, and they're still going at it.
Not one attempt for takedown. Look at these girls. I don't want to take you down. I want to
Nothing.
knock you out. Big, big punches now landed.
Mercedes is landing some big shots on Gina here.
She's starting to take over. And you would think, I don't know, it starts to make me wonder, Gina fighting out of the Mat Factory, why maybe she hasn't went for a takedown, but you know what, I think she wants to fight. She wants to stand up and do this, and what heart, she keeps moving forward. She's not quitting. 10 seconds left, Rich.
Well, according to her, she said she'd been training with Melissa Gazdick. We were talking about her earlier for the past 5 years because she probably has some good experience and been through some wars.
Yeah, what a show of respect. Great job there. Both ladies going at it. And that's, hey, let's go after it. That's the nice thing about the amateurs. You know you only have 6 minutes to work. You can't take the whole first round and say, let it go. I'm going to figure out in 5 minutes what's going to happen. They have a 6-minute total worth of minutes to a fight. You don't have that luxury as if you get into higher rankings to say, hey, I'm going to take the first round and fill my opponent out. You've got to go at it because each round is that much more significant.
Well, there's some people that are good at these short rounds, and there's some people that aren't very good at it. They prefer the longer rounds to get more relaxed and just to feel that person out. Everybody has a different strategy. Everybody's a different human being, and not everybody's the same.
Right, exactly. In 2 minutes to 5 minutes, there's a big difference. Your way of training's different. Your way of prepping for the fight is different. There's a lot of things go into that to make that.
And I'm going to say a big thing that goes into it's nutrition.
And that's a big thing.
That's in anything.
Yeah.
If you want.
2 minutes, 5 minutes, it's a big deal.
Seems like Chip's talking to Mercedes in the corner here. Let's see what's happening.
Not sure.
Checking both fighters, see if they're ready.
Okay, here we go. Round 2, you ready? You ready?
So
Come on, let's
Start
fight.
of the second round. Nice touch of hands, show of respect, and then they go right at it.
Mercedes just comes out swinging right away. She wants this fight. She wants to end it this round.
They are just brawling right now. I mean, they're not worrying about incorporating too many kicks, takedowns. These two girls are going at it. This looks like a good old school tough man fight with less leather on their hands, Rich.
Wild lefts, wild rights. I'm even seeing some backhands coming along in there.
Yeah, but you know what? If you look, it's kind of funny. They're doing a good job of keeping their hands up, keeping them high, keeping them tight, and they're still very, very young in their career. But wow, look at her pouring it on now, Mercedes. And these girls do not quit. Gina just keeps coming at her. That's the toughness showed by this mother.
She's showing great endurance as well as Mercedes. This is great endurance. Like we said, she has not stopped the whole time so far.
Nope, not one bit. Now, Rich, I know as this fight's going here, you know, once again going into not talking about all the past or so forth, what you learned from Jonathan Kaufman and how much time we've worked directly with so many fighters and trained, a good exchange there. What, you know, especially being a woman in this sport, which once again is male oriented, and sometimes it's not the guys that even giving you the looks. When you tell your coworkers or your friends, oh, I'm going to cage fight, and they may be saying, well, you know, hey, we're going here or we're going shopping, and you look at your friend and say, I got to go train, I have a cage fight coming up. I think sometimes there's more of a stigma with other women than there actually is in the men's world because they understand it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and it's interesting, you know, that's something that I found very interesting. But you see more people starting to understand it. Like I said, the variation of this crowd showing that. Wow, there's a leg kick now. Gina throwing the left low kick, trying to keep some balance and order. Mercedes has really been pouring it on, though. She's definitely been the aggressor in this fight. She's throwing heavy, straight down the pike punches. Under 10 seconds left.
And she's landing. She is landing her punches, but this Gina keeps coming forward.
Gina's face is red and has taken a lot of punches, but she successfully made it through the second round. You can start seeing the battle scars and the light swelling up on her face. Folks, the amateurs have a little heavier glove. They're about 8 ounces compared to your 4-ounce gloves, but I'm going to tell you right now, that is not a heavy glove.
It is not a heavy glove, considering professional boxers wear 10-ounce gloves. As for Floyd Mayweather, he wears a 10-ounce glove, and then there's 12, and then a 16.
Yeah.
And 7 ounces isn't a lot. I've been hit with them. It's not fun.
Right.
It rattles you very fast.
Right. Yeah, these 7 and 8 ounce gloves, I think now they're using 7 with a little extra protecting padding around the thumb and so forth. It really is. It's a different feel, but I've been hit with all of them, I think. I know you have, and none of them are fun, to say that at the least.
No fun at all. I'm not sure if it's just Pennsylvania that has the 7-ounce gloves. I believe Ohio may have a lighter glove for Ohio.
I think they are starting to, and West Virginia has now implicated some new rules as we get set for round number 3.
I'm scared now. I'm scared. Okay, last round, you ready? Last round, you ready? Let's finish it, come on.
Come out, they don't even bother touching gloves.
Yeah, I think you can see the intensity on this one. They're realizing, hey, we got to win this. And, you know, what's nice in the third round, you can empty the gas tank now. Go for broke.
Go for it all. You got to take the victory. Nothing's going to be given to you. You have to go in and take it.
Rich, you said it best. What happens is if you don't go out 110% in these 2-minute rounds, what ends up happening is you get behind 2 rounds. You have no choice but in that third round to take risks that you normally wouldn't take. And I think that's a lot of what happened with Kaufman. That's taking nothing away from Patton, but you know how hard Jonathan is to submit by some high-level jiu-jitsu guys. But Patton did everything right. He did a good job, and he made that opportunity happen. So that's no discredit to Patton. That was a well-fought fight, and, you know, maybe a little over-aggressiveness trying to take back that third round. But once again, both guys put on a fight. And now you see these ladies, same thing. So much time and effort goes into this, and this is their showcase.
There's a takedown. There's a takedown.
First attempt at a takedown in the whole fight. Well stuffed, though, by Mercedes Timmerman. Good job there, but it was nice to see Gina change level. I think maybe she realized it's time to take this fight. Get up on the judges'
scorecard. That could make or
scorecard.
break it. A takedown could make or break it. We know that the judges look highly upon takedowns, and they want those takedowns.
Exactly, and there wasn't one in the fight. So that one takedown will definitely stick out in the fight, especially in the third round.
Agreed, especially with probably less than a minute left right now.
Right, there's another takedown attempt. Mercedes really pushing, but she kind of sails out. Good job of just kind of stepping out of it. Not even a full sprawl needed by Mercedes to get out of that.
I'm wondering if Melissa whispered in Gina's ear, you need to go for a takedown, you need to win, because we know Melissa's experience.
Yeah, and Melissa's there. She's in the corner. She knows, and you know, one person that can definitely relate to another female fighter and looked up to
Short
is
time,
definitely
ladies.
her.
They are still swinging to the end.
Yeah, I heard an inadvertent whistle there. I don't think that was the end of the fight. There's the buzzer, and wow.
What a
nice
great
show
fight.
of sportsmanship.
What
You
a
know,
great fight.
These girls realize how important it is and what they're both doing and the trials and everything that they have to go through to get there, to do what they're doing. And there's such a show of respect. But don't take that misgranted. They will go after you.
Exactly. And you know what? With the female fighters, since it's not such a big crowd, there's a lot of female fighters who say that they're fighters. And some other females are kind of show a resentment towards them because it's kind of jealous because it's not what they're doing.
Right, you know, and it's different. You know, how many women fighters do you know out there? You know, it's still kind of almost a taboo, and you know, but not to us in the fight community because we know how tough women are. You know, I've known some tough ladies in my life, and you know, some of the best students I've ever had were women, dedicated, and these two ladies showed tonight. You know what? Maybe technically we can get better. Obviously, we're young in our career. Maybe we should mix things up for. But the amateurs, like you just said, it's your learning ground. You know, Rich, none of these guys can really win or lose. If you learn something in the amateurs and you progress your career, you've won. And that's the same speech you're probably going to have back there, or already had with Jonathan.
I already had that.
And that's exactly, and that comes from experienced guys who've been beat up. We all get beat up. Whether you go first day in the gym and you're destroyed and you say, I need to learn this stuff, or you get in a fight and you're just, you know, out-strategied, out-timed, outmatched, whatever the case being. It's part of life. You have good days, you have bad days, but guess what? The next day you have to get up, go to work, and do it all over again.
Those who don't fall can't stand.
Perfect. Absolutely right, Rich.
And now with the female fighters, a hard crowd to turn around to get into the female fighters is the old school guys. The old school guys, it's very, very hard to turn them around. And Ronda Rousey right now is trying to change that game.
Yeah, and I know a lot of them, and in some ways, I think in some of their cases, even with great accomplishments, you know, there may be a little animosity or jealousy that, hey, this girl is getting all this, you know, clout, and she's getting all this acknowledgement and so forth. And you know what? Some of these legends really didn't get it because the sport just wasn't popular or near as mainstream as it is today. So there's probably a little bit of bitter feelings there, but you can't say anything. Look at this girl's face. Look at Mercedes' face.
And you know what? She's smiling. You can tell she just loves it. She's just grinning from ear to ear right now.
Let's go to the ring announcer, Dan Bogan, for our official decision.
I gotta hold up here. If I go like this, it looks like we're dating.
All three judges have scored this fight 30-27. For your winner, fighting out of the blue corner, Mercedes Timmerman! Mercedes, quick word. Got a lot of people watching back. What do you want to think of this?
That's what happened. You gotta listen to him. This
Good job, well spoken by Mercedes. Good fight, nice talk. You know, pretty much what we said. And let's go to a commercial break real quick so we can get on to fight number 4 of Gladiators of the Cage 19.